Kaugnay pa rin sa iba't ibang usapin sa eleksyon. Makakapanayam natin si dating Comelec Commissioner at dating Associate Justice ng Court of Appeals, Teresita D. Leaco Flores. Siya rin ang election consultant ng Election 2013 Special Coverage ng GMA News and Public Affairs. Magandang umaga po, Justice Flores.
Good morning, Howie, and Kara at sa sambayan ng Pilipino.
So, naobserbahan nyo na yung paghahanda ng Comelec at narinig nyo na yung mga iba't ibang opinion at batikos tungkol dito. So, ang opinion nyo at this point, does anything worry you about these elections?
Mayroon po. Tumitindi yung vote buying. At ang tingin ko po, this is one aspect sa eleksyon na dapat talaga yung voter education program kasama ang lahat ng mga NGOs to educate the public na pag may election, it's allowing us to have a say in our government, di ba? So, pag sinasayang lamang dahil sa pera o kaya, mas marami ang pera doon, ito ang iboboto natin o kaya yung popularity lamang ang tinitingnan. Nakakapanghinayang that we have elections only once every 3 years at masasayang yung pa, Howie. So, dapat pag-isipan ng malalim at titingnan ang mga kandidatong nararapat na iluklok natin sa ating gobyerno.
Okay, sinabi nyo tumitindi po ang vote buying and that's what worries you most. Ano po ang basis ng inyong observation na tumitindi ang vote buying? I'm assuming you mean it's worse now than before.
Yes. Well, I have lived longer than you do, Howie. So, kumbaga sa marami na ang election kaming na-observe. Noon kung minsan, yung sa vote buying, binigyan ka ng 2 piso, tuwan-tuwa na. No? At saka noon, pagka nagka-campaign ang mga kandidato, you will see some people magpapa-butcher ng isang baboy o kaya several chickens to allow the candidates to be entertained. Ngayon, lahat yung pinapakain galing sa kandidato. Di ba? It's becoming difficult. So, yung tao naman nagiging, kumbaga sa wow, dapat mas marami dito yung natanggap ko. Kung natanggap ko lang ito, bakit man 3 years ago pa, ganito ang bayad, di ba?
Pero yung nagpapakain ng botante, para sa inyo, vote buying na yun? Kunyari, pumunta sa bahay ng kandidato, may pagkain siya, may handa siya. Para sa inyo, vote buying na yun?
Actually, it's like this. It may not be vote buying, pero hindi pwede at prohibited yung you give food for free and for voters to accept food for free. In fact, hindi lamang food, pati transportation that's free or anything of value. Election day na
so,
yan.
So kasama na po yun sa inyong definition ng vote buying. It's not simply giving cash. Kasi yung pagkaalam ng iba dun sa vote buying, meron kang binibigyan na envelope or 500 pesos per vote. For you, it's even providing just a ride to the precinct.
Correct.
Is already a form of vote buying.
Opo, dahil ang definition sa law, anything of value.
Okay.
So, food is something of value.
Even so, T-shirts, ballers, bracelets, souvenirs, calendars, all of this you would include in your definition?
Ganito yan. You have legitimate election materials which can be propaganda materials of candidates. But there are certain propaganda materials that you cannot use on election day and the day before. So, tinitingnan din natin yung the period at the time of giving. What's legitimate, what's not legitimate.
Okay, turn on over kahapon yung source code sa Comelec. Do you think this is enough to inspire confidence in the automated process? Ang dami kasing questions na nire-raise tungkol dito sa source code na to, sinisikreto raw, wala raw review. Ngayon, dumating na at pinare-review na. Anong reaction niyo dyan?
Well, I am happy. We are better off in 2013 than in 2010 where we never saw the source code. Alright. Pero ang problema is the period adequate to review. Ang sa batas, sinasabi na the Technical Evaluation Committee should review the source code. All right. But we did not have the source code in 2010. But the election went well. Okay? Now, we have the source code a few days before 2013 election. Should we feel better? It's a question of attitude. sa mga may experience ho sa running elections, first, we admit na walang election na wala ng problema. There's always a problem. And I think in any event, like what they say, there's no such thing as a perfect wedding. Di ba? Ganon din yun. Pinaghandaan mo ng gusto. All your savings had been there. And yet, every now and then, you'll see a little defect here, a little defect there.
Okay, but what if it's not just a little defect in the source code na makita? I mean, it was just turned over yesterday, and I understand that a review, some kind of review, has begun. We only have hours left before election day. Paano kung may makitang defect yung source code? What will happen to our election? Won't there be a cloud of doubt now cast over the entire election? Pag may someone detected a defect.
Right. There's a possibility that some people will raise issues about that. But one thing good for the public is yung mga PECOS machines, they underwent a lot of field testing. In fact, ngayong few days, nagtitesting na naman ng PECOS machines right in the places where they were sent to at gagamitin. Meaning, itong mga PECOS machines natin, pinagsunod-sunod na ang field testing yan. Now, let us say that there is something that you see in the code. All right. Of course, that will be a little issue afterwards. But the main issue would be, were the counts accurate? Second, did the PECOS machine, when it comes out with the results, really reflect the public will? So, kumbaga sa parang may tinitingnan tayo na what are the crucial questions to ask?
So itong question of the accuracy of the count, I mean, is it really possible to know, since the counting is happening inside this machine and the source code nga has not been thoroughly reviewed, versus the previous system of a manual count in the precinct? Everyone's watching, the teachers are writing on the blackboard. I mean, for, I guess, a lot of ordinary people, parang mas transparent yung nakikita sa blackboard yung count, kaysa sa parang you just trust this machine that it's counting properly.
All right, Howie. That's the same concern noong 2010, di ba? Sinasabi nila, ang hirap pala nito eh. Pag transmission nga, di mo nga nakikita may lumalabas dun sa makina to go to the server. Hindi mo rin makikita kung paano ba kinakount ng makina. But one thing in 2010 is yung mga survey results, di ba? It coincided with the results of election. In other words, may basihan tayo to say na accurate nga ba yung count. Talaga pagka-digitized, itong mga IT and communications technology, talagang hirap mong makita yung ganun. But there are ways to measure kung accurate o hindi.
Well, of course, some can say the surveys can be kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy by creating a bandwagon effect for people, who rank high in the surveys. No, but are there other concerns that you, like for example, the other day, nagkaroon ng malawakang brownout sa Luzon, no, and up to now it's still not clear kung ano yung naging dahilan. Whether it's even a transmission or a supply problem, wala pang official cause. Doesn't this worry you? I mean, Mindanao has been suffering from brownouts for the past several months already. Ito bagong experience sa Luzon, na napakalawak, no, from the north to the south hanggang Bicol, may mga reports ng brownout. No, so and so close to the elections.
Doesn't it engender a lot of fear? Yung tanong mo.
Yes, it's natural.
Okay. Frankly, wala pa akong nakitang election na hindi na pagsususpetsahan yung pag nag-brown out. Oh, is this a prelude to cheating? Di ba? Palaging ganon. The trouble is, every now and then, we see brownouts. Now, sabi ng Department of Energy, manipis na lang yung kanilang reserve supply. The beauty is, yung individual PECOS machines, they have their own battery. And the life span is 16 hours. Ang ating botohan is 12 hours dahil 7 to 7. Alright. So, yung transmission. Now, yun sa transmission, I do not think it will take 3 hours. Much earlier than that, tapos na yun. Meaning, kung mayroon man tayong concern, hindi masyado yung pag-iintindi natin na, oy, baka mag-collapse ang procedure sa election dahil wala ng kuryente. The batteries are intended precisely to provide an interrupted power supply to all these proceedings.
So the PCOS machines are supplied, have batteries, they can be battery operated, and the precincts are also supposed to have gensets, no? Generators, just in case mawala ng kuryente
Yes,
during the
yung mga
voting.
talagang malalaking polling centers, they have that.
Any last words of advice, ma'am, for voters?
All right. For voters, pinapakiusapan natin, Howie, na ang election is always related to the performance of government. Pag bulok ang pinili natin, bulok din ang ating gobyerno. Kaya ang pinakang mabuti sa every voter, titingnan natin na ang eleksyon hindi pwedeng think of it, just one of those events. Ipagdasal, isipin ng mabuti kung sino ang iboboto, be prepared for it. At kung gusto natin na masaganang sambayanan, dapat yung mga magagaling din na kandidato ang ating pipiliin.
And don't sell the vote.
Yes, never sell your vote. When you sell your vote, you're selling your interest, the interest of your neighbors, and the interest of your country. Okay.
Words of wisdom. Maraming salamat, Justice Teresita D. Flores.